friends, we're going to start the beginning of lesson 9.1, and our first question has us sharing a sandwich equally amongst two children. So let's say we're sharing a sandwich between Hoyt and Lily, and here's my sandwich. We're going to fold that square to show how to divide the sandwich into two equal shares. Once we fold it, I'm going to draw a line on that fold. Now I have two equal shares. And I can prove that if I wanted to. I could cut on that line and I could put one on top of the other to show that, yep, these are equal shares. Both Lily and Hoyt are going to have the same share of bread, of sandwich. Now, if I was wondering about just if I wanted to name just one child's share, just Lily's share, how could I name that? What would I call that? Lily's share is just the red part. Well, here are the words that I could use to describe Lily's share. I could say half. I could say 1/2. I could use the number 1 in the word half. I could also name it as 1 out of 2 parts. Now, another way to go about this might be, again, we're going to divide that toast, that piece of bread here, into 2 halves. But what if I didn't want to share it all? I wanted both shares. Again, they are equal shares. They are the same. They are cut on that line. But if I wanted to name them, if I wanted to name both shares together, I could say that this is 2 halves. I could also use the number 2 in the word halves. 2 out of 2 parts, or it is a whole. Now we're going to try sharing it with more people. This time, we are going to share it with 4 people. Now I could share it this way. Now so far I've got 2 parts, 2 shares. But I could also fold it this way. Let's see. I could draw my lines there. I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 equal shares. I could also try doing it this way. It doesn't matter, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, still 4 equal shares. I could even do it this way. These are 4 equal shares. Now, if I just wanted to show how much one share would be out of their 4 parts, I could shade that in, and I'm going to use my red. This would be 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4. Some people might, if I just wanted to name one share like I did here, you could say 1/4. I bet when you're cooking at home, you might say, I need 1/4 cup of flour. You could also say 1-4, the word, 1/4. Boy, 1/4, doesn't that remind you of 1/4, the coin, the 25-cent coin that we use? 4 quarters equal 1 whole dollar, so that's 1/4. Or I also think about a pound of butter, and I have 1/4 of butter. 1 out of 4 parts. All of those reflect 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4, or 1/4. That's with 4 equal shares. Now what happens if I do want to do something similar this time? We folded it this way here. We folded it this way into 4 equal parts, and we did it this way into 4 equal parts. But instead of naming just one share, I want to name all the shares. So that's 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4. We could say that as 4/4. 4/4 with a number in the word, 4/4. 4 quarters. 4 quarters equals $1. 4 quarters. 4 out of 4 parts, or we could call it a whole. Let's try this one. So this would be 1 out of 4, 1/4. 2 out of 4, 2/4. 3 out of 4, 3/4, or now they are all shaded, and that equals a whole. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, or a whole. Now let's share into 3 parts. 3 equal shares. 3 equal shares. So this is going to be a little different, isn't it, friends? I could fold mine there we go, this way. Now I have 1, 2, 3 shares, 3 parts. If I wanted to show just one share, I'll grab my red marker so you can see that, friends. This would be 1 out of 1, 2, 3. So that would be 1/3, or the number 1/3, or 1 out of 3 parts. 1 out of 3 parts. Now what happens if I still have 3 parts like I did on the previous example? But the difference is we want to shade, we want to share. I want all the parts. Maybe I'll put that in black lines like I did the others here, friends. So this would be 1/3, or 1 out of 3, 2/3, or 2 out of 3. This would be 3/3, or 1 whole. Notice we could use the word 3/3. We can use the number 3 and the word thirds. 3 out of 3 parts, or 1 whole. Now I got a question for you. Is the whole the same for all the squares that you folded here, friends? Yes, this share is the same. Those are equal parts. Now, are the shares the same for all the squares you folded? How about if I compared this share to this share? They are not the same, are they? The shares differ in the sizes when you share with more people. So when I was just sharing with Hoyt and Lily, this share was very big. But if I decided to share with another person, Hoyt, Lily, and Caleb, well, then my share becomes a little bit smaller here when I share with 3 versus 2. You've been great listeners today, friends. Have a good day. Bye-bye.